This is the time of year most businesses are working on next year's marketing plan. But how do you actually design a plan that will create an advantage in a market you can't even predict? The answer lies in part to looking at trends. In this episode, I'll share which marketing trends I believe are worth noting, along with a few fact based predictions and my actionable insights to shape your strategies for 2025 and beyond. Welcome to Brand for Good, the show for purpose driven leaders who want to build timeless brands and create sustainable impact. I'm Lorraine Sugart, former PR and marketing executive turned founder of the disruptive agency Prosper for Purpose. I've worked with some of the world's most beloved brands, and I'm here to help you elevate your brand identity, visibility, influence, and impact. Are you ready to brand for good? Let's go. Hello, and welcome back to Brand for Good. I'm your host, Lorraine Sugart, and today we're tackling the big question, what's next in marketing? We'll discuss the rise of AI, the growing focus on authenticity and purpose-driven branding, and why content categories and strategic messaging are more important than ever. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a marketing lead, or a branding enthusiast, you'll leave with insights you can use to future-proof your brand. So grab your notebook because today you're going to get some actionable steps you can use now to set yourself up for success. So let's start with the three key trends shaping the marketing landscape that I'm currently considering. The first is the rise of AI and automation. So this is not new. AI and automation have been reshaping nearly every aspect of marketing, from content generation and personalization to customer insights and predictive analytics. Tools like ChatGPT and DALL-E, for instance, are transforming how brands can create and scale their content, while IBM, Microsoft, Google, and others are using AI for predictive analytics. More about that in a minute. AI isn't just about efficiency, it's about creating more meaningful customer interactions. For example, automated systems are improving targeted messaging by using data to reach people at the right time with the right message, while AI driven insights can help predict customer needs. AI can assist across many business areas, such as accounting, customer service, security, and recruitment. But most small businesses think of AI in relation to copywriting. And hey, I get it. It's tempting to delegate undesirable tasks. But here's the thing. AI can only write with information gained from other sources. Sure, you can tell ChatGPT what your brand voice is and what you want to say, but it doesn't know your stories. It doesn't know you, and that's what makes your copy shine. So here's one prediction. AI is not going anywhere, yet neither is great copywriting. So here's an actionable insight for you. Use AI tools, even for content ideation and outlines, but keep your brand's voice, personality, and stories at the forefront. Tools are there to support your brand's messaging, not define it. I talk a lot about brand voice in episode 109, Find Your Brand Voice. If you haven't heard that yet, I recommend that you listen. The second trend I want to share with you is authenticity and purpose-driven branding. So I put them together and you'll see why in a minute. Consumers today want brands that stand for something meaningful. But when brands take a stand, it better be true because consumers are savvy. Authenticity is now a key driver in building trust, loyalty, and customer engagement. Brands like Dove and Warby Parker have effectively showcased their commitment to authenticity and purpose. And this approach is becoming non-negotiable with many, many consumers. But let me be clear about what purpose-driven branding is and isn't. The term purpose-driven was coined by social movements. In business, it means a purpose beyond profit. A purpose beyond profit. Not in place of profit, but a purpose beyond profit, either social or environmental. And purpose driven branding refers to making that purpose beyond profit as part of the brand's DNA, sharing values. The concept of purpose has evolved over time as consumers have become more aware of how businesses impact society and the environment. Today, purpose is seen as important because it can drive growth, build trust, and offer a communications framework. My prediction here is that you should expect to see more brands take stances on issues and promoting transparency, which goes hand in hand with authenticity. As I discussed in creating a memorable brand voice, authenticity is central to resonating with your audience. Practically every piece of content should reinforce who you are and what you stand for. Actionable insight here is to ensure your messaging consistently reflects your core values. Five is the magic number of values, and I walk you through this process in episode 105, The Power of Core Values. Never just state what your values are, live them in every message and interaction from customer support to social media. Okay, the third trend I want to talk about is content diversification. The demand for video content, audio content, and short form content continues to grow, with platforms like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and podcasts capturing more attention. Short form content in particular has gained significant traction because it's easily consumable and shareable. But while short form content may attract and inspire your audience, long form content typically converts best. Whether it's being featured in the media, publishing a regular blog, hosting a podcast, or leveraging brand journalism, long form content nurtures readers, providing them with the information and emotional connection so that they can make an informed purchase decision. While short form has its place for quick engagement, longer content shines when building a relationship and nurturing trust. My prediction is that brands will increasingly lean into multi format content strategies, experimenting with video, podcasting, and short form videos to reach audiences in different ways. In episode 110, Key Messages for Memorable Marketing, I talk about the importance of tailoring content to each platform's strengths to deliver the right message at the right moment. My actionable insight here is that you diversify your content mix, create impactful pieces that reflect your brand voice and resonate with your audience, and put them on different channels. Now, I recognize this is harder for some businesses, especially solo practitioners. So, what I will say is be realistic about what your capacity is. Start with one or two platforms. Block your schedule to batch your content if you're doing it yourself, or delegate it or outsource it to someone else. Just be very, very careful when you outsource your brand, as I mentioned before. Now, here are a few of my predictions for 2025. The first one is I think we're going to see a massively increased use of predictive analytics. With AI and data becoming more sophisticated, predictive analytics will play an increasingly central role in marketing. By analyzing past behaviors of your customers, predictive tools can help forecast what products, content, or services a customer might want next, making all of our marketing efforts more proactive. I'm really excited about adding this to my marketing mix. While it won't replace having conversations with customers, it does add some data to the mix. My prediction here is that brands will begin to adopt AI driven analytics platforms that help them understand not only what content is working, but why and when to use it. This shift will make marketing campaigns more personalized and efficient because we'll be clear on who we're talking to. My actionable insight here is to invest in analytics tools that go beyond surface level data. Understanding why certain messaging or formats resonate can make your content more effective and aligned with what your customers are expecting from you. My second prediction is that we'll see a rise in branded communities. Communities are becoming key to brand building as people look for connection and engagement with like minded individuals. In a world of high tech solutions, people are increasingly valuing the human element in brand interactions. I believe we'll see a continued emphasis on community driven platforms and personalized brand experiences like you can find in Facebook groups. Mighty networks, Circle, School, and Discord are already in motion. Brands will create their own exclusive groups, both online and offline, to foster loyalty and build long term relationships. If you want to start your own community, start small, focusing on a highly engaged audience segment. Nurturing a community and gathering direct feedback can help refine your offerings and content. And that way you can meet the needs of that core audience you're trying to serve. Now, this focus ties back to key messages for memorable marketing, where we discussed creating a consistent brand narrative across all platforms. That's still really, really relevant here. Okay, so now let's go into actionable strategies you can use to incorporate these trends and predictions into your 2025 brand strategy. Number one is to develop content categories. So I want to go beyond the typical categories that you hear other marketing experts discuss. And I want to suggest you organize your content into key categories that reflect your brand's mission, values, and audience interests. This way, you can easily create varied content that still aligns with your core message. Content categories might include your educational content, some inspirational content, values based messaging, thought leadership on your industry, behind the scenes stories, and customer testimonials. As I covered in episode 120, The Rise of brand journalism allows you to take content a step further by creating pieces that inform and engage without the hard sell. Leverage this approach to position your brand as a trusted resource. But listen to that episode so that you go about it the right way, because this is the highest form of content that you can produce, but it's really important to get it right. Next, number two, I want you to align your key messages with trends. Now, I'm not suggesting you tie your messages to whatever is going on, even if it's unrelated to your organization. What I'm advising is to stay agile with your key messaging, adapting it as trends evolve while keeping it consistent with your brand's core values. The goal is to speak to current conversations in your industry while staying true to who you are as a brand. I talk more about this in my key messages for memorable marketing episode, which I've referenced a few times already, where I also outlined how key messages can serve as your brand's backbone, grounding your strategy even as the landscape shifts. That's what all of us want, right? Our brand is the foundation for all of our marketing. So we want to keep it grounded and focused and consistent. Number three, embrace AI for personalization, but balance that with human touch. Because while automation and AI certainly can help you scale and target your content, we want to remember that your brand should feel personal to your customer. So, whether that's through your customer service, your social engagement, or your brand storytelling, you want to be sure that your audience feels they're connecting with real people, the real people behind your brand. So, reference creating a strong brand voice episode to see how maintaining a unique voice and personality across your automated content can keep your interactions feeling authentic and genuine. Number four, experiment with video and audio content. So, if you're not already doing this, consider adding video and audio content to your marketing mix. These formats are highly engaging and can reach audiences on channels they're already actively using, like YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok. The great thing is, people are no longer expecting content that looks like it was professionally produced. Instead, it's authentic content that looks almost spontaneous, that keeps viewers and listeners engaged. So go ahead and use short form content for engagement, longer form content for education, and brand journalism for storytelling. By layering these formats, you can create a dynamic content strategy that reaches people at various stages of their buyer's journey. So now you have it. 3 trends to note: one, the rise of AI and automation; two, authenticity and purpose driven branding; and three, content diversification. And now you have two of my 3 predictions: one, the increased use of predictive analytics; and two, a rise in branded communities. You also have 4 recommendations based on these trends and predictions. I hope you'll take them into consideration as you plan your marketing for 2025. As we look to the future, one thing is clear: the marketing landscape is evolving very rapidly. Brands that stay adaptable, prioritize authenticity, and understand their audience on a deeper level will be the ones that thrive. Remember, a great marketing strategy is more than just following trends. It's about staying rooted in who you are as a brand while adapting to the shifts in the market. Focus on creating content that resonates, building relationship, and always adding value. As for my third prediction, well, it deserves an episode of its own, so tune in next week. In the meantime, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Brand for Good show. If you like what you heard, please hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode, and leave a review so other purpose-driven leaders can find this valuable content. To learn more about building a brand for good, please visit prosperforpurpose.com for more resources and information on all the ways you can work with us.